The 2020 VW Golf T proves you shouldn't overcomplicate an icon. Volkswagen might not have invented the hot hatch, but from the day the first Mk1 GTI rolled off the Wolfsburg line in 1975, it has become synonymous with the concept. And as ideas go, it's a breathtakingly simple one. Take a cheap front-wheel drive hatchback, and then add some performance bits. A more powerful engine, better brakes, uprated suspension, and maybe a few styling tweaks to let the cognoscenti know this one is a little bit spicy. You can blame my background for the fact that I have a huge soft spot for this. There were few cars more desirable, yet theoretically attainable to a young driver growing up in London in the early 1990s. Though in truth the epidemic of joyriding meant insurance premiums far outside the budgets of most students. Despite this long-time fondness for the T, we've yet to review one here at ours. I've raced a Mk2, we've tried the more powerful, all-wheel drive Golf R twice, and the Jetta GLI, but the week that I just spent with the 2020 T is the only seat time I've managed in the Mk7 T, minus a couple of autocross runs a few years ago when Chevrolet brought one along to benchmark the handling of the Bolt F. And yes, I did mean to write Mk7. Although VW revealed the Mk8 Golf late last year, and briefed us on the Mk8 Golf T last month, that car won't go on sale in the US until late 2021. So the Mk7 continues here into model years 2020 and 2021, in large part because the US and Canada make up 45% of all T sales now. Autobahn. These days, Golf Ts come in a number of trim levels. The range starts with the $28,595 TS, which comes with cloth seats in the now traditional plaid, a 6.5-inch infotainment system, and halogen headlights. The TS clocks in at $32,195, and among other upgrades adds the DCC adaptive dampers, an 8-inch infotainment system, leather seats, and LED headlights. Our test car was the T Autobahn, which costs $37,295, but comes fully loaded with all the bits from the SIM, plus a 12-way power seat for the driver, navigation and the infotainment system, better climate control, and some advanced driver assists like adaptive cruise control, lane assist, parking sensors, and so on. Regardless of the trim level, they all share the same 2.0L 4-cylinder turbocharged direct injection gasoline engine, which delivers 228 horsepower, 170 kW, and 258 pounds-foot, 353 New Mexico, resulting in 27 mpg, 8.71 liters, 100 kilometers, combined with 24 mpg, 9.8 liters, 100 kilometers in the city and 32 mpg, 7.35 liters, 100 kilometers on the highway. A 6-speed manual transmission is standard, but for an extra $800 a dual-clutch DSG transmission is available. Our test car came with the latter, and to be honest I was a bit disappointed it wasn't the 3-pedal version. As I wrote in the Golf R review last year, my preference would be a manual gearbox for the T and flappy paddles for the R, but VW appears to spec its press fleet exactly the opposite way. As Jim Resnick found with the Jetta GLI, this combination of turbocharged engine and DSG gearbox is less than ideal, and there's always a slight pause between giving the right pedal a poke and the front wheels responding. Conversely, when I drove a manual Jetta GLI last year I found it a much more harmonious combination. With a manual gearbox, the time I take to change a gear would mask the slight hesitation as the turbocharger has to spool up. Conversely, I think the flappy paddle setup would work better if the engine had a little bit more to the red line, but the EA888 engine only goes as far as 6,000 RPM. In brief, save the $800 and get a manual, you will enjoy it more. As you might expect for a car in 2020, the T has some software-defined sportiness programmed in. There's normal mode and sport mode, which gives more direct throttle mapping and steering, and if you have a DSG gearbox, faster shifts between gears. Opt for the Autobahn T, and the DCC adaptive dampers also contribute, getting stiffer in sport and adding a comfort mode, which remaps things in the other direction. Weirdly, I preferred the car in comfort compared to normal or sport, but at the same time that could be entirely psychosomatic, because I also don't think I could tell a huge difference between them. Even in various combinations in the individual settings, I never quite found one I liked as much as just leaving the car in comfort, which suited its slightly lazy initial power delivery described above. It's sporty, it's utilitarian, shouldn't that make it an SUV? The T never relinquishes its people's car roots, even with leather bits on the seats. You notice this by the grade of plastics used in the interior, like the pebble texture plastic of the dashboard, which is soft to the touch. The ergonomics feel sound, but the interior design is showing its age, most notably the large analog tachometer and speedometer. While I'm complaining, it would be cool if VW offered the plaid fabric seats as an option for the SE and Autobahn, because I think they're a lot cooler than black leather, both figuratively and literally in hot weather. It's still a Golf, so that means this is a practical car, with a decent cargo volume, 16.5 cubic feet 467 L with the back seats up, 52.7 cubic feet 492 L with them folded flat, and room for 2 full-size adults or 3 children in the back. The infotainment system is VW Group's MIBI system, and while the AI isn't as flashy as you would encounter in an Audi or Porsche, the code underneath should be the same, and it's really one of the best systems on the market. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard on both the 6.5-inch and 8-inch units, and Altis now get VW's connected CarNet feature and a Wi-Fi hotspot. The thing that stands out most about my time with the Mk7 was just how long it took me to gel with the car. If I'd written this review after 4 days, I'd have summed up the experience as a bit meh. Perhaps that was down to the weight of expectations, given my long backstory with VW's iconic hot hatch. Nevertheless, by week's end I'd found the right settings for its digital brain and made peace with the fact that the turbocharged engine feels mismatched to the DSG transmission.